Hi everyone, welcome to the LBD Daily. Today I am so excited because we have one of my greatest friends, Rosie Fortescue, joining us. She is such an inspiration as a businesswoman. She has created Rosie Fortescue Jewellery. Oh, she is here. Let me just get her on.
Hello,
Hello, gorgeous one.
how are you?
I'm so good, and you?
I am good, thank you.
So Rosie, I wore pastels for you because I only have one item that is pastels.
I love it. I have that tracksuit too.
I'm like, I know you're gonna come in like the most amazing rainbow gear, and I need to be like looking on part.
I'm wearing all my pastels too.
Ooh, well, you're always looking so beautiful. So, Rosie, for the LBD family, could you please introduce yourself?
So I am a jewellery designer. My brand is called Rosie Fortescue Jewellery, and I've had my brand for nearly 5 years. It's turning 5 in October, which is wild.
That is wild.
Yeah, so wild.
And also, can I just say, I totally forgot about at Fashion Forte, which is also the most amazing blog as well.
I don't have the time for it anymore, which is really sad, but it used to be a huge focus of mine. And I used to do a lot of brand collaborations and shoot a lot of sort of personal street style. But sadly, when the jewelry sort of took over and started getting really busy, it was the first thing that I had to let slide.
Well, can I just say, you have been a massive inspiration to me because I've watched you grow this business for the last 5 years.
Oh, it
And,
was so sweet.
and every collection you brought out, I've wanted one of everything because you can wear it during the day, during the night, and they're such statement pieces, but also like so subtle. And I love them all. And literally, whenever I see you on Instagram with all these rainbow stuff, it just makes me smile. It's a brand that just makes you feel happy.
Oh,
So,
you're so sweet. Thank
no, I
you.
love it. I love it. And also, I was like going through a website and I was like, oh, like it's my birthday coming up and I'm sending a lot of people my wish list. So to Rosie's community, I'm Marina, co-founder of LBD. We've created your social wardrobe where we digitize your wardrobe and make it accessible for you to do so many things. And I'm so happy that I've got loads of Rosie stuff on it. She has a wardrobe that I literally am eyeing from afar. So Rosie, tell me what inspired you to start your own business?
So I've always wanted to work for myself since I was younger. It was just something I've always wanted to do. I did lots of internships and work experience and that sort of thing. And I did a degree in history of art. My father's in the art world. I'm very interested in contemporary art, but jewelry was just always something that I really, really loved. And I think when you start your own business, it really has to be stemmed from a true passion because it's so difficult and it's so hard, and it's really important, I think, you've really got to commit. So for me, I just knew that would be jewelry, and I just felt like I didn't need the degree. It's not fine jewelry. I would love to do a gemology course in the future, do the GIA, but at the moment it's just it's not fine jewelry. So I just kind of thought, let's do this.
Well, I'm so happy you did because, like I said, you've really built the most fantastic brand, and like you said, like you live your brand. Because for those that follow you every day, even though there's some things that, like for instance, I've seen a lot, I'm like, oh, flip, like how you wear it, I want to buy that now. It's like it's so contemporary, and I must say, can you just flash your hands because Rosie has the most amazing hands and nails that I mean, she can be a hand model as well. It's just ridiculous.
Well, do you know what? That's actually part of my love of jewelry. I loved kind of dressing my hands, if that's the way you can describe it, from when I was younger, and I always used to try my mum's rings, and I used to really notice people's hands. So for me, jewelry is the sort of finishing touches to any outfit, and it's just a true passion of mine. But I'm lucky that I do have nice hands. So every day I shoot my hands. We shoot my hands a lot for the brand. So it makes it a little bit easier that I then don't need to outsource that.
Yes, and I must say, finding a hand model, I think is quite difficult.
Yeah.
Most people's hands are just not as glorious as yours. I mean, if I had a jewelry brand that I was launching, I would really come to you to be the model of the hands, because like mine don't look at all on public. Hey, look at my Rosie Fortescue. I'm moving house, so I couldn't find all the rest of my items, but I can give a little preview next week of everything. So, and looking at all your collections, you've got so many. So what has inspired you to create each one?
So sometimes it will be one piece that I think of that will kind of be the starter of the whole collection. What I'm doing a lot more at the moment is I'm dropping smaller collections. What COVID has taught me is that, you know, at the beginning of the pandemic, both of my factories closed. One was closed for 3 months. It was such a disaster, but they managed to make my new collection before they closed. Then the other one was closed that makes all of my charm hoops. So what I'm kind of doing now is making sure that I'm really working really far in advance. And I've already sort of finalized the samples for next year, and from both factories. And I think, yeah, I just think my key now is just to really sort of not wait maybe for a whole collection and just to go with something that really inspires me at that moment. I saw someone wrote off, love the fuck off collection. We need a necklace. So basically with these charm hoops, it's really fun to sort of launch a few at a time. And annoyingly, I sold out of them so fast. It's so difficult when you buy in the stock to know really what will be the most popular. And I launched recently the Fuck Off, the Dream, and CEO.
Oh my God, I did not see the CEO one.
Yes.
Oh my God, that has my name.
So we're going to be doing that, but you don't have your ears pierced, do you?
No.
Exactly, but we're going to be doing them as, so we sell them as pairs in the charm hoops, but we're going for Christmas, we're launching a gold chain that you buy, and then you buy the single charm to put on the chain. So then you can buy a couple of charms and mix them up. So I've given a sneak peek on my Instagram before about the necklace that says fuck off, which I just love. So I'm really excited about that.
I mean, we've already seen someone chat on here about the fuck off necklace, so I think you've got some buyers.
It's a favourite of mine too.
You need to order more of those. Oh, sorry, that's Luna. You know, Luna.
Hi, Luna.
She wants to be involved.
Oh.
I know. Maybe, and also maybe I can get a charm for her collar.
Her collar, yeah, exactly.
She's the one that needs CEO, not me.
Yeah.
She runs my life.
She's so sweet.
Oh, so that's so exciting. Well, so I've got something to look forward to my birthday and for Christmas. So thanks, Rosie. You've made my day. And so, in terms of scaling a brand, because you have grown a brand over the last 5 years, what has been the best practice for you?
I think the best practice for me personally was to grow it slowly, to not run before I could walk. You know, I worked from home for 2 years, 2.5 years I was based out of my flat, and, you know, going to the post office, doing everything myself, and then moved into my first office. I actually moved kind of at the end of the sort of official lockdown, into a new office that's bigger. I only got my first employee just over 1.5 years ago. I think it's really important. It was really important for me to really understand all aspects of the business before I started to delegate. And also just to be really conscious about money and funds. And I've always wanted my business to be 100% owned by me. And it will be something down the line that I think of. I think, you know, maybe my end goal is to sell the business or sell shares of the business. But right now, I remember listening to a podcast called How I Built This. And I listened to the episode with Sarah Blakely, who owns Spanx. You know, it's a billion dollar company. It's a huge company. She was the first, I think, female billionaire in America, and she still owns 100%. Like, that's crazy.
She is one of my favorite people to
Me
watch.
too. And she's so inspiring. And I think if you give up too much control, and I knew for me what I liked about my business was having the control. So I think if I'd given up the control, it wouldn't have made me happy. Like, I love knowing everything that's going on, being the one that calls the shots. I have an amazing girl that works for me, and we're just a really good team, and that's what I love.
And can I just say, like, all the orders that you, because like you said, you've got your first employee, what was it, end of last year?
A year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago. And I remember seeing you at the post office when I was sending things off for
Yep.
Who Loves You. And literally, you would have a whole suitcase of orders that you were hand delivering yourself. And the greatest thing is, because like I said on Instagram, you look like you're doing all these different things, but no one actually saw the nitty gritty things you were getting up to, which was all done by you, which I had to give you so much kudos.
We still do the orders from the office. I don't know how. Some days are absolutely manic, but we still do them. And I think it's such a nice, it's nice to be able to keep on top of everything, to know what's selling. And I like, again, it's kind of a control thing. I kind of like having the control of having it all in-house in the office, and we know what's going on. You hear so many horror stories about distribution centers and things like that. I at least know how the orders are sent out, that they look perfect, and what's sent out. So for me, that's kind of still quite important.
No, completely. Like I said, I definitely admire you doing all of that, because
Thank you.
I can see that you've had like 100 orders and you're up all night packing these orders.
Yeah.
You are.
But I love it though. That's the thing. I genuinely love what I do. So I'm really fortunate that I just love it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love it. The thing is, and this is another point, I think what's so incredible about you is you're also so supportive of so many businesses who, you know, obviously use your platform to be showcased, and you're always so complimentary about them and always helping them, which I think a lot of your position don't do. And it's absolutely incredible. And like, whenever, like, for instance, in our case, I've had an issue, you've always been so supportive, and I can't thank you enough.
Oh, you're so sweet. I think it's so important in life to support other women, to support other businesses, because we all started somewhere. Everyone had someone at the beginning that they, you know, asked questions to, and people that offered help. And I think it's just it's really important, I think, for your business morals and your own morals and just everything in life. I think it's really important to help other people and to really cherish, you know, other female-driven brands and other young brands.
Completely. And on that, Rosie, do you have a mentor that you have, like, that you talk
Sorry,
to?
there's like a police car going past. It's really loud. I don't actually have an official one. I've met a lot of amazing women along the way that are super inspiring. I love listening to podcasts. I love hearing people's stories about their brands. And I love talking to you about business. I love talking to my friends that have businesses. I think it's such an amazing way to connect with someone, to inspire each other, to share your stories. And I think that's really important.
No, I totally agree on you with that. And so, talking about sustainability, because as you are a lover of fashion, not just jewelry, you are also a star icon to so many. And like I said, there's so many things that you wear that I, you know, want to borrow off your LBD wardrobe. So with that, I'm fully aware that you love to prolong the life cycle of clothing, either through Depop or your sister's brand, Officially Warm, which is amazing for luxury fashion. For those of you in London, please check it out. It's on Brompton Cross, right?
It's on Brompton Road. Yes, it's on Brompton Cross. I actually dropped off a lot of things there last week, and I've actually had a huge clear out recently. From about 2 weekends ago, I've had a big clear out, because I think it's really important to go through your wardrobe. And I find, you know, with jeans, you'll have 10 pairs and you'll only ever wear 2 pairs.
Yeah. Which
is crazy. You can give them a new home, or you can realize that actually they're not that flattering on you, so you won't wear them. So I think it's such a nice way to then sell and then buy something that fits really well, and you give it a new lease of life, and it develops a story for someone else when you sort of sell items. And I think it's really important to think a bit more sustainably.
Completely. And on sustainability, is there any practice that you do with Rosie Fortescue Jewellery?
Well, I think for me, the idea is that my jewellery isn't seasonal. So we've never launched by seasons. I've managed very luckily to get into stores, department stores, and to say to them from the very beginning, this is how I'm doing it. I'm not doing it seasonal, because I think it's so flippant, and that's not how I wanted to launch my brand. I didn't want someone to buy something and think, oh God, that's not cool now, or like it's gone into sale and that sort of thing. We still have pieces from 5 years ago that we launched that we are still selling. We've developed into new colorways and that sort of thing as well. And I think everyone needs to get out of that idea that it's like hot for 1 minute, and if it is something that's so trend focused, then like don't buy it.
Love that.
What I love about your app and about doing a wardrobe clear out and that sort of thing is you can really see your wardrobe in front of you, and it's a great way to then reinvent pieces that you have. You know, when I had my clear out, I would go through my wardrobe and be like, God, I haven't worn that dress in years, or I haven't worn that blouse, that like really cool shirt thing in years, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wear that sort of thing. And I think it's really nice to really look at your wardrobe and think of ways that you can reinvent pieces.
Well, I'm so happy that you're finding it useful. It makes my day, like when we hear people like you say that. And then Rosie, going on to, because again, like I said, I've mentioned it so many times throughout this conversation that you are such an inspiration. So anyone wanting to start their own kind of business, whether it be jewelry or fashion, what would be your best advice to them?
I think my best advice would just be to do what makes you happy, and to be honest and say you're going to work late nights, you're going to work weekends, you can never switch off, and it will be worth it if you have the true passion behind you. I think that's what's really, really important, doing something that you are truly passionate about, not something that you think looks cool or you should be doing, because it is then so rewarding. Like I see how hard you work, for instance, as well, and you know, when you work on something for so long and then you've launched your app and that sort of thing, like it must just be the most rewarding feeling. And I think but there's so much work behind the scenes that goes into that, you know, that people don't really see. So you really have to be committed.
Completely. Like if people had to know how many times I have to dye my grey hairs, you know, it's phenomenal. And like my face roller.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so then going on to my last question, what would be, well, you can have a number because I just love your style. I want to hear more. What would be like your LBD wardrobe tips?
So wardrobe tips for managing?
For managing and also like styling.
I think just to have a few core pieces in your wardrobe that you know that work really well from day to night, that you can wear in different ways, and to really visualize your wardrobe and to know what's in there. And if you know that you've got something in there that you haven't worn in about a year, then I used to do that. I used to keep hold of things and be like, no, I'll wear it because I know I'll go to a party with like that theme, or I know I'll do something like that. And I'm like, no, you may as well sell it. Someone else can get amazing use from it. And then maybe you can I could buy something if I had something coming up, and I wouldn't feel so sort of guilty and frivolous, as I guess. I think just to know what you have and not get consumed by everything, and less is more as well.
Yeah, completely. And also you can always dress up your looks with Rosie Fortescue Jewellery.
Exactly. You can just accessorize really simple jeans and a top and you're done.
And before we go, can you please tell me what you're wearing of your jewellery? Because I see your tennis necklace.
Yeah, so this is the tennis necklace in gold. We just launched it in rose gold because when I launched these 2 months ago, they sold out in 2 days.
No way.
So when I reordered with the factory, I was speaking to the girl that works for me and I was like, should we just launch them in rose gold as well and in the bracelets? So we just did that. We just launched them last week. And then I'm wearing the tennis bracelet here.
Love.
This is the new emerald cut ring that matches that, again, we just launched. And then I'm wearing 2 stacking rings.
Love that. I love the heart.
And the handcuff.
Yeah.
Which is such a staple.
It is. I've got the heartbeat. It's such a staple. Everyone loves that. Whenever I go out, they're just like, where is that from?
Yeah, it's such a like conversation starter.
Yeah, it is. It's like, and if you go on a date, it's like, see, you got my heartbeat going.
Yeah.
Anyways, Rosie, I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it so much, and I adore you so, and I can't wait to see you in IRL very, very, very soon.
Me too. Bye.
Bye.